You know, there is a special part in my heart for good old Christopher Lambert. And I love the ham and cheesiness that was all about his characters. And I think his movies were occasionally good, and they could actually be very enjoyable sometimes, and he was always enjoyable. However, as the 90s were rolling its merry way towards the millennium, they became more sparse and sparse of the good stuff. I think The Road Killers might actually be the worst movie he has ever done. It is even worse than Ghost Rider: The Spirit of Vengeance. Not a very good prospect. So we have Christopher Lambert and his family going, you know, from somewhere to somewhere else through a desolate, deserty type of highway. When they make a stop, Lambert's son gets almost killed by another car. This makes Lambert a little bit cross, and he follows the car and want to talk some sense into the joyriders. Now, leader for this gang of misfits is a charming bad boy of the classical 90s kind. And Lambert's teenage daughter finds him a little bit hot and, you know, flirts a little bit with him. I've always interpreted this part of the movie as her sort of being, you know, I'm just gonna do this to stick it to dad. What do you think about that? Bad idea. Because soon Lambert has a dead brother and a kidnapped family. And since this county is run by Chief Wiggum and his cronies, he's gonna do what a man can do, and gonna have to stop these psychopaths before, you know, his family is dead and all that stuff. And this is the movie we deserve, I guess. So it isn't a too eventful script, for starters, but it could have worked. The problem is that this movie should have been an all-out popcorn fest, car flipping, car chasing, exploding gas station type of a movie. This almost at some point felt like more like almost a horror movie, and it didn't function at all. Mostly because we have terrible actors in this one, especially our villain. If we have a villain that's taking up quite a lot of screen time and he's bad, then we are in some serious problems. I wouldn't go so far as saying he's one of the worst villains of all time, but when you're stuck in this budget version of The Hitcher, you need to have at least a compelling villain. Having this much subpar villain does nothing for your movie and only makes it into a groaning experience. There is nothing about The Road Killers that works, really. There are the occasional car flip and the occasional explosion, but it's sparkled out so sparse. And sure, Christopher Lambert gets the occasional one-liner, but that only reminds me of much better Christopher Lambert movies that I could have watched instead of this piece of shit. The Road Killer is remarkable in how lame and how incredibly cheap and uninteresting it is. With a bigger budget, it could have been better. With a different set of actors, it would have been even better than that. I don't know, this is one of these cases where I cannot really explain why I hate this movie so much, but I do. I really think it is one of the worst action movies of the 1990s. That's fucking saying something. A cheap, bad action movie. I think we're going single digits with this one. The rating of 5 really shows you how terrible this movie is. And to top it all off, Craig Sheffer's horrible performances drags the movie down with it also a little bit. It is a boring, plodding, not so long actually movie, but still manages to be dragged out and feel like it never wanted to end. Fuck me, man. So that was The Road Killers, a horrible movie which I hope I never get to see again, and hopefully neither will you, because I've now saved you from this horrible experience. I'll see you next time from, well, so and so, where I will be reviewing, well, such and such. thank you for watching. Thank you very much.